Nick again. Hello, everybody. How are y'all? Hope week 2 went well. First thing I'm going to talk about, what we talked about this week. We went over 2 core things this week. We went over Oedipus Rex in the beginning of the week, and then the second part of the week, Friday, we went over coming of age stories. So, firstly, I want to talk about how Oedipus Rex, the principles exemplified in Oedipus Rex, how I feel about them. Some of the core things about Oedipus Rex that we talked about was the way in which wisdom, knowledge, and experience influence the way we act, influence the way our behaviors and the people, influence the way we treat people around us. Obviously, in Oedipus, we see some of his downfalls are his anger. His anger is really plays a very bad role in his rationale and his decision making. And it really made me get to thinking how my personal emotions affect the way I view the world, the way I treat people around me, and the way I maneuver through life. So one thing that I've learned in my many years on this earth, not that many, but been here a while, is that oftentimes, even though I feel anger, even though I feel, bold emotions, a lot of times acting on those emotions really doesn't benefit the situation. I've learned that the hard way many times, and speaking my mind when maybe it wasn't the most clearly thought out time, and maybe I hurt some people in people got caught in the crossfire. But like in Oedipus, he should have learned that anger is not the way, and that it hurts a lot of people while you're doing it. So in that kind of transition to how I want to talk about rationale and how about stoicism is a really core thing that I've had to learn over the years, that acting on emotion really doesn't, sometimes it gets you where you want to be, but a lot of times it really bites you, and it really doesn't, move the needle forward in life, and in instances where emotions are high, emotions are delicate, emotions are, on fire. So that leads me into the second part of the week where we're talking about the various coming of age stories and various coming of age poetry instances. This is where I really like it, because coming of age things are, I like it. I'm not a big reader personally, but when it comes to reading, some of my most favorite books and favorite works have happened to be coming of age stories, or things that generally fit that category. Sci-fi always, but coming of age things really resonate with me, especially in this time of my life where I'm making a transition from high schooler, middle schooler, whatever you want to call it, to real adult things, and I have a job, and decisions are real, and life is, shit gets real, as we want to say. And it really made me think about how, this transitional period in my life is, this transitional period is the only transition period in my life where I feel these feelings, and where I'll have this anxiety about what's next and what to move forward. And it's really good to sit here and really, take it all in, because I recognize that a lot of it can be anxiety, can bring on a lot of anxiety, and a lot of it can be very stressful. But what I've come to learn is that, slow down. This period of life will pass, and things will always get better. They're not bad, but turmoil is always going on, and that later on I will recollect on this piece of my life and say, I did the best I could. I was doing the best I could with all the cards I had and all the materials I had at my fingertips. But it really, this week 2 has really made me think about the way I process emotion, the way especially the specific emotions in my life right now, that I'm in a transitional period in college and things, and how the processing of emotion really affects the people around me, the way I act, and the way I maneuver through life. So that's week 2 reflection. I'm excited to see what week 3 brings along. That was 6, but 3. So yeah, peace out. Thank you.